Namaste. A very warm welcome to all of you, very warm morning to all of you. Today we have a very important life skill aspect topic that is communication. We often say communicate, communicate, communicate in a proper way, and communication is the human connection and it refers to the success to your personal and the professional front. To discuss more on this topic, we have a very charming and beautiful human being and personality with us, that is Geeta Ahuja ma'am. Wholeheartedly, I would like to welcome ma'am. I would like to give a brief introduction about Geeta Ahuja ma'am. She is a psychologist and the transformational coach in the Alchemy Club. Apart from that, she is a certified mental fitness and transformational coach and the mother of two beautiful children. And I also know her as a lady who's taking a great initiative in a path for the women empowerment via her communication. She's altogether handling the personal and the professional aspect in a very smooth way. Why I took this topic because I really like the way she speaks, whether it's in the international platform, whether it's a personal sphere. So to know more about her personal journey, I would like to, invite you, ma'am, over here in this, news channel. Over to you. Most welcome.
Thank you so much, Shweta. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. Yes, I believe in women empowerment and empowering people like me because I think uh, empowering women through women is the most important aspect in the society.
Hmm.
Where we women have not many wrong experiences through women, and it comes from culture to culture, family to family. Somewhere we someone has to take a stand
Hmm.
that it should not be repeated and we need to change that medium where someone should not have any wrong experience through us. And I want to set that standard where I completely believe in the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi. It has been quote said by him that be the change you want to see in the world. And I believe in that. Whatever I want to see in others and expect that someone else to do, I think I should be following the first.
Truly said, ma'am, and perfectly elaborated. And as the topic today's topic is communication. I would like to know your point of view in this and how you would like to define communication.
So I think communication has been the most integral part of any kind of setup, whether it is personal, whether it is family, whether it is work, any kind of, whether you're in a business or a job. I think communication sets the foundation right for any person talking about, and making aware the other person about a person. I think communication has no alternate. And you would have seen, and I think I also have gone through various instances in life where I did not communicate properly and things have gone messed up on family setup also and work setup also. This basically has to be understood from the core that some people just hide behind that we are introvert or we are not able to express and they just agree to it. I think this is where I differ from our culture and society, the kind of family setup I come from. I also believed and grew up with that understanding that maybe I cannot speak much. Maybe it will not be heard. Now, that conditioning got so drilled deep in my mind that I actually stopped communicating at one point of time. But I saw things getting messed up on various levels. And that's where the role of our association, this awareness, comes from, where we have to understand that we just unknowingly think that we are getting a wrong experience from someone. We just don't realize that it was a lack of communication from us. And it took a while for me, where it impacted a lot of things, my relationships also and my health also, where I was not communicating properly. So I have seen the repercussions of it, and thus I believe communication is most important value and element in any kind of relationships and any kind of platform you are developing or setting up. in work.
So true, ma'am. Here, as you said, even I know that somewhere there was something turning point in your life, and the communication played a very wide role in that. I would like to, you just to elaborate on that part and how it was a turning point, and how now you are just leading the business, and in the personal sphere also you are doing great.
Yes, Shweta. So, growing up as a girl in the typical Indian culture and society where, women are being expected to speak less, I also got this feeling and conditioning deep down that everybody will not be able to understand me. And, as a girl, till the time I got the right people in my life and I chose to be with them, where they were quite open and they did not judge me. And the book called The Secret, which talks about law of attraction and talks about right way of thinking and speaking right words. This is what creates our reality of life. I think that book changed a lot in me, where I could see a lot of times it became a checkpoint for me where I was going wrong, whether I'm thinking wrong, whether it needs correction, whether my words, am I speaking right or not, because that will become my reality. And what I was speaking, that there are not many people who will understand me. So I corrected it and attracted right people in my life and understood the importance of being in right association and that power of association, being with right people. As we all know, it's a study from Harvard, I'm not talking anything new, that we are average and mean of 5 6 people we speak to every day, be with them every day, and that is a great impact whether we agree to it or not. While being a mother of two children, we I was always conscious that my children would be in association of right students, right children in their class who were scoring good, who were taking right actions. It's just that keep being grown up, we forget it for ourselves. That root rule applies to each and every one of us. Your association, you are a reflection of your association. So that majorly what turned for me. Although when I was not communicating under the fact that I should be speaking less only, nobody cares much, nobody understands much, this makes me, this was making me an insecure person. And that insecurity, which was playing a huge psychological factor in my mind, actually impacted me. And I had been through a tough situation where I was going through IBS. It is called irritable bowel syndrome, and after a year long medication also I had no relief. And then one doctor suggested me and put me through the conversation that Geeta, it's all psychological. And I did not believe it for once, but I had to in long term, where I understood the cause. I analyzed because I was not interacting much. I was thinking that, I am only putting on spot. Every person is enjoying their life. I'm not, I'm not in a right situation. Something is wrong is happening with my life only. So all these thoughts where I was not even communicating, it became even worse. And that impacted my digestive system badly, which took a long term medication for me to come over it. And I corrected slowly. It took a while, but I corrected it because I got some awareness. I implemented it and I saw the results. When I started communicating, it started improving. So there are a lot of impacts that a body goes through from the way we think. And the communication is one element that can improve the way we think. Because we are, while communicating, we are emptying our mind on a constant basis. And if we do not do that, our mind cup becomes full. And when a mind cup becomes full, we stop learning and we stop understanding other people's situations. And that causes a victim mode as well, where we think that we are only through, tough situations. Not everybody is good enough. I am only dealing much. So that's called a perfect example of victim mode I was going through. So communication helped me on various levels, on every degree, in my personal relationship, in my work, in my health, My body started responding to it, and I could actually feel, and now I help a lot of people on this using my experience. That's it, Shweta.
Yes, ma'am. And even I just also believe that what you are talking to yourself really had a great impact on your physical health. That because that will affect to the mental health, and obviously it's a directly proportional to the our physical health. So the checklist should be always there. That how we are communicating to ourselves first, and this is important of this inter and intrapersonal skill also. And ma'am, as you said that in a personal sphere, after that the changes were there. So what was the precaution which you took while communicating in the personal sphere? Because there is a difference between the business communication when we are professionally talking to someone, but in the personal sphere there are many precautions which we used to take. So what were your precautions?
I think I will put, focus on there is no talk as business communication or personal communication. I feel you just have to feel as human and behave with every person like human. If you understand that you are dealing with people, business is about people. Business is not something as money. Business is about people. And I think any work you do cannot happen without people. So I will put also the focus on the precaution where I told you earlier also that I was taking care of my association, because you meet five people who are talking negative, who are talking in a victim mode, who are putting issues forward and are complaining about everything. You will see yourself behaving the same way. But if you spend time with people who have some purpose in life, who are aware, who are choosing to talk positive, doesn't mean everything is going rosy in everyone's life, but people learn how to choose only positive from it. And if you are spending time with those people, you automatically, rubs the same energy and would start behaving like that. And this is the major precaution that I took, Shweta, on that, where I would was always aware about whom am I spending time with, am I learning something or not. Second thing, I would talk about learning about certain strategies that on a deeper level what communication means. Communication doesn't mean just talking what you think. Sometimes first thought on someone's talk can be negative. So if we choose to take 1 minute and then respond and then answer, it can make huge difference to any kind of conversation that happens, whether it is for business or personal, again, or whether it is for a child, where a theory, I believe reaction versus response has helped me a lot. Reaction is something we give immediately, whatever is there in mind. Now that's also communication, but it can be corrected if we take a pause, understand, and then answer back. This is called a response. Sometimes our mind allows us to weigh the situation in that pause, where if we are choosing to react immediately, we are not even allowing any space to understand other people's opinion. Why probably, the particular situation happened or why particular talk was happening. But if we choose to respond, taking a pause, it helps a lot and creates positive results. So this response versus reaction is a big theory that
Hmm.
I often talk about it to my children as well.
Yes, yes. So now, just as you are a parent also, and you console them. So if we talk about the parenting skill in the communication aspect, so what should be the proper way to communicate with kids? Because different age group they have different kind of thinking process when we talk about a parent and child relation. So your words on that, ma'am.
Obviously, Shweta, it's been a great journey as a mother, where I have been putting a lot of efforts, and I also wanted my children to feel freedom to speak their minds,
Mm,
which cannot happen if we keep judging. So, first rule to
true.
be a parent, we got to stop judging.
Hmm.
Every child will be different. Second,
True.
we got to stop comparing between our own children and other children also.
Hmm.
This is another basic, mantra.
Mm.
Third thing, we got to keep changing ourselves also because children will not follow what they are being told.
Mm.
Children will always follow what they see.
Mm.
And if we keep passing on the same culture, no change about ourselves, and we are just reacting, what are they learning?
True. Yes.
As a child, we expect them to learn and grow and understand. We just
Mm.
forget sometimes the children also are expecting the same from us.
Hmm.
So this is where I put my focus on changing myself with changing times, with the challenges, understanding the challenges they are dealing with at their age, and not judging them actually makes a friendly conversation happen all the time.
Mm.
Now, parents sometimes forget, I also would be forgetting sometimes why children are comfortable with their friends more.
Yes.
In any given situation, a parent will react differently for sure, and a friend
Obviously.
will react differently.
Mm.
What do you think? Why a child will be comfortable with a friend? Because they will not be judged.
Hmm. True.
Whether it is about any wrong situation or right.
Yes.
The way they are. And sometimes, there are different ways to speak the same thing. It is not what you say. It's about how you
Mm.
say the same thing.
Huh.
That's a major part of communication. And there are people who actually have been mentoring me on that, where I learned another theory that I follow in communication, which is complaint versus confrontation.
That's so true.
Sometimes we just, if things are not happening and we just say, this is not happening. Why is it not
Mm.
happening? No, this is a straight way of saying it. And it sounds like a complaint, which means something was expected to be happen and it has not happened. But if we understand what is a better way to say it, that I feel this could have been done in this way. So when we say like this, it means the same, but the way is different. This is called confrontation. Putting the same thing in a sharing way, in a sharing mode that I am feeling. And what I'm feeling can be wrong as well. So I'm giving a space for other person who is listening to me to say their point of view also openly and honestly. But if I am not even creating that space and just complaining that things are not happening the way it should be, I'm losing out on any space from others. And a person might answer or might not, and might create any opinion, which helps people to communicate better, I guess, if we follow the right way to choose. So, confrontation, I feel, has been another factor which I have been following in my life, which has given me the best results while conversing with my growing children. And they are grown up enough. I've never, realized that I'm talking to a child. I've always treated them as individuals. This is the last thing I follow. Another, mantra of my life. I have never treated them as only children because I believe children are through parents. We are just the mediums to get them in the world. Otherwise, they are different human beings. They have some different identity. We got to treat them as different individuals and try to understand them like we understand our friends and give them the space to speak. So I'm really blessed and proud to share that, I've been putting efforts to make my children and to bring them as happy individuals who have freedom here, not only in life, not freedom of just choosing their path or achieving something. It's freedom to speak what they feel. That also can happen only when parent give them the space.
I truly believe this, ma'am, and I've seen your kids that how they are performing, how good they are performing in their life. And same thing here. I will also add that if the parents they behave in the same way, I think then even kids they will share their issues or their happiness with their parents. Same thing happens with us also, so we can understand that aspect. We directly speak the things with mom because she has given that kind of space. And you rightly said that what we are feeling, we need to share. We need to say it in a sharing mode because it will give that person also the space to think on that. That is really important point which our viewers can pen down. And as ma'am, you are handling international market, so what is the difference where you see, like in their communication, where they are communicating any of the business thing, and of our national, communication? Over to you.
I think people are same everywhere, Shweta, around the world.
Hmm.
Whether it is about international market, it's about how again you communicate. If a person,
Hmm.
we are only talking about business, and we are talking about work, that feeling might hesitate a person to speak
Hmm.
properly and share their points. But if we give the feeler that we are trying to help each other,
Hmm.
even in the work, that becomes the most important thing. I just heard it somewhere from the leader that best sales happen when you are not selling. It's about when you are trying to help genuinely, and it cannot be fake. You cannot pretend it for long. You got to make those changes in your own self for sure on an honest, feel. Because our subconscious mind talks to each other. Whatever am I talking today, if I'm not implementing in my life, it it will reflect. Sometimes people just say things and not implementing themselves. It feels good for a while only, but if you converse with those kind of people, for long, you will realize the difference. What is the truth? So I think I'm blessed to have best people around me in my life who are aware, awakened personalities, and learning from them, being with them, keeps me in check, that I should be a human being first and would always try to help others. In the work, also, it gives me a positive edge. And this is where I can see, you know, beautiful things turning around every day. I can see magical things happening every day. I look forward to each day now.
Yes, ma'am, we have seen that. And now, like, what are the specific guidance which you would like to give to our viewers? Because all are
The
watching.
specific guidance I would like to give to anyone who is listening is like we got to, high time we got to be ourselves. If we stop judging ourselves, I think you took the name, you took, highlighted something as a self talk. So, what is that self talk? What is going on? Because the self talk happens firstly to our own self and then to the world. If we take care of that self talk and we are doing it positively, it can bring every change possible what we are expecting our life to be, because it will create the reality. Because people and experiences are just mirror to what we feel about ourselves. So let's create that self talk positive. Let's work towards it. It will take a little effort to always keep checking yourself, but it's worth it. This is what I follow in my life. I have multiple spaces from morning till I since I get up until the time I go to my bed. It's always a gratitude practice
Uh,
and paying attention to small things that are happening good, and life becomes magical.
So true, ma'am. And we can just, I have just penned down few of the points which you have said, like association, everything will start with the company, what kind of company you have, and after that, the self talk, and after that, the action plan. So, three important parameters are there for anyone to do their best in life and via communication. And after that, the communication will automatically turn into the positive communication. And when we have the self positive attitude, we will be talking positive to ourselves, automatically we will change the environment. Thank you for your words, and would like to know your feedback on this show, Man Ki Baat Shweta ke Saath.
Absolutely perfect. It's a great vibe, Shweta. I've always been sharing with you, and I appreciate your efforts on this field. And thank you so much for inviting me today on this platform.
All pleasure mine, ma'am. And it had been wonderful, to hear this complete, the talk which you have given to me and to our viewers. Looking forward to have more session with you. And thanks for your precious time. And, thank you. I'm really speechless for your words. Thanks. Namaste, ma'am.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Anything for you, Shweta. Thank you so much.
So much love, ma'am. Thank you. Namaste.